sit on this economic thing. Black nationalists in particular, and people who get into Afrocentrism, get into traps. They often confuse nationalism with an attitude. You know, I'm nationalist because I hate white folk. I'm nationalist because I want to sleep with white women. You know, that kind of negative definition of self. I'm nationalist because I wear African clothes. You see, I'm nationalist because I read nothing but black history. You know, you have a lot of people who have that kind of, what I call a pseudo-nationalism, because it's sort of a negative definition, and it's an attitude, because often when you see people define it, and they know a lot of history, in fact, they become obsessed with Egyptian history, they become obsessed with, African history, and they just, every waking hour is into it, right? Except that they never get around to doing anything real. And you'll see sometimes the places that are lecturing most about Eurocentrism, and lecturing most about Africa, and the most about Egypt, hasn't built one institution. Hasn't built one. They have criticized Eurocentric education and have not built one school for black children. They have criticized European economic exploitation, has not built one business at all, has not built one housing project at all. But they'll fly to Egypt and spend $500,000.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. When you're asking people to pay $1,500 to go to Egypt, you got 200 people, you know what you're talking about there? And when you count what they spend before they go, and what they spend when they are there, do you know you're talking about $500,000? And yet these same people stay in a rented church where other people control the lights. And yet these same people cannot support a school even though they criticize Eurocentric education. Yet they can't build a college or a university. Yet they handing out $1 million or more each summer to Arabs and to Pan Am and to the other groups. You understand what I'm saying? That's the danger of people becoming obsessed in this way and in a sense not. So this issue isn't confronted because they will not confront what is the place of money in the world, in African society. They won't deal with that. And you notice they never have any economists lecturing up there. There's always historians, a psychologist or somebody. Note they won't face the issue of voting. Where does voting fit within the black community? New York City is majority black and Hispanic. New York City and politics is about money. And how you move money around. The Board of Education has $5 billion. Commissioner Golden sits over $30 billion of pension funds. Billions of dollars are down there in New York City just going past black people because you got a bunch of black people who don't see the relationship between voting and electing to office and the control of income. And when you have a nationalist group, that's the system. I'm not going to get a part of that. I'm going to stay away from voting. I'm going to stay away from politics. I got a hands off. Then this is a group that, again, you will see, even though it talks a lot of history and does a lot of teaching, has absolutely no real influence in the concrete life of black people. They cannot take those millions that it spends for a psychological thing to build housing and to show in a concrete fashion. If you believe in an African ideology, it'll get you a better house. You see, if you believe in the African ideology, it'll conduit that money from the Board of Education into your neighborhood, you see. If you believe in an African ideology, you see, you don't have to beg for jobs because what about the issue of investing in Con Ed? Does it mean if we invest, we don't have to beg for the job because we have a part of it, we can demand these jobs? Does it mean that if we enter into certain institutions, we can direct those institutions so that their money can be spent in trade with Africa, and therefore we lift the trade with Africa? Does it mean that the American black man is in a very crucial position in this country, that if he fully and aggressively became a part of the economy, not because he's some kind of capitalist, but because in getting a hand on this economy, he can begin to conduit the use of that money and lead to greater exports from Africa and Caribbean countries and other kind of countries. And therefore, instead of this hands-off attitude that I'm not going to have anything to do with money, and I'm not going to have anything to do with voting, I'm not going to have anything, so that in the end, Africa continues to suffer, we continue to suffer, and so forth. What I'm saying here then is you have to confront those issues, work those issues through, and turn them in ultimately into something concrete.